Hey Summoners! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most selfless and underrated roles in League of Legends, support. But let's be real, there's a lot you can learn about a player from the support they main, whether you're out here making your ADC shine or, well, griefing them. This one's for you. So, what does your main support champion say about you? Let's find out. If you main Alistar, you're a human battering ram and you love it. Nothing gives you more joy than smashing your face into the enemy team. Unfortunately, you've probably also headbutted someone out of your team's skill shots more times than you can count. But hey, what's a little friendly fire when you're the cow, right? Bard mains, you're the wild card. You're not really a support, more like a wandering enigma, occasionally showing up to save your team or put them in stasis at the worst possible moment. But hey, at least you get to collect your little chimes and pretend you're helping. Your ADC probably has trust issues though. If you main Blitzcrank, you live for the thrill of the pull. Doesn't matter if you hit their carry or that random minion, you'll claim it was a calculated miss. You've got one move and everyone knows it. If you're Blitz, you're either a god or a complete disaster. There's no in between. And let's face it, more often than not, you're just an enthusiastic feeder with big dreams. Braum mains are that rare breed of genuinely wholesome players. You're like the dad of the team, always there to shield your teammates and give them a thumbs up when they do something good. But let's be real, you also love it when you're passive procs and you can throw hands. Sometimes, that giant door is a gateway to chaos. If you main Janna, you're all about disengaging. Everything. Danger? Nope. Teamfights? Not today. You like playing from a distance, shielding and healing like a breeze, and you're probably that person who always backs out of plans last minute. But hey, at least your teammates are alive, right? Karma mains are all about balance. Until someone steps out of line, and then it's mantra Q to the face. You love being the unsung hero, empowering your team while dealing some sneaky damage. But you also low-key enjoy holding that leash a little too long. Your motto? I am calm, but I could ruin your day if I wanted to. Leona mains, you've got one mission in life. Commit. You see an enemy out of position, and you're going in, even if it means dying in the process. You believe that if you lock them down long enough, your team will follow up. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you just become a glowing beacon of death. But you're cool with that. Lulu mains are chaos gremlins. You love nothing more than turning that diving Zed into a harmless little squirrel and watching him lose his mind. You enjoy being annoying, and let's be real, in your heart, you know you're just one glitter lance away from sending someone to therapy. You're the type of person who giggles when things go wrong. Morgana mains live for one thing, binding people in place for an eternity. You might act like you're just here to shield and save your team, but let's be honest, you love making people suffer with those 5-second roots. Your life motto? If I can't have fun, no one can. Dark, but fair. Nami mains are elegant and precise. You like to think of yourself as the dolphin whisperer of the rift, fluid, graceful, and ready to punish mistakes. But deep down, you enjoy watching your team get carried away in your wave, literally and metaphorically. If you main Nautilus, you believe in one thing: anchor first, ask questions later. You know that once you hit Q, someone's about to have a bad day. Whether it's the enemy or your ADC because you just left them in a 1v2. You live for the moments where you chain CC so hard that the enemy forgets what their keyboard does. Pyke mains didn't get the support memo. You're just a jungler cosplaying as a support. You live for the execute, and if your ADC thinks they're getting any of that gold, well, that's their problem. You roam like it's your day job, and the only reason you even come bot is to clean up the mess with a flashy ult. ADCs who main with Pyke supports, my condolences. Raken mains are all about style and grace. You play League like it's a dance battle, swooping in and out of fights, charming the enemy. And let's be honest yourself, you thrive on the high-risk, high-reward plays, and if you're duoing with Azaya, well, we know you're just showing off. Renata mains are straight-up corporate overlords. You believe in hostile takeovers, but instead of stock markets, it's the enemy's health bar. You've mastered the art of making others do your dirty work. Why kill the enemy when I can make them kill each other? Sociopathic? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Sona mains are the ultimate chill players. You press buttons, heal your team, and occasionally drop the beat with a huge ult. But let's be honest, most of the time, you're zoning out to your own music. If you could play League with one hand while sipping a drink, you would. Soraka mains, you're the martyr of the rift. You heal and heal until there's nothing left but a gray screen. You're a walking health potion for your team, but when the enemy decides you've had enough, you just accept your fate. It's fine. You've learned to enjoy suffering. You're basically the therapist of your team, and like real-life therapists, you never get paid enough for the work you do. Taham Kench mains, you're the ultimate bodyguard. You see your squishy ADC about to get blown up, and you're like, not on my watch. Sure, sometimes you accidentally devour your teammates and leave them in the middle of the enemy team, but that's just tough love, right? You're basically an overprotective parent. Taric mains are here for one thing, making sure nobody dies. At least, not on your watch. You're the Sparkle Warrior, the ultimate shield, and you love it when your team praises you for that perfectly timed ult. Secretly, you're the team's unsung hero. But let's face it, you don't need validation, you've got gems. Thresh mains, you live for the hook. You like to think of yourself as the mechanical genius of League, landing death sentences left and right. But let's be real, half your teammates don't know how to click your lantern and you just have to watch them die inside. It's fine though, because deep down, you're the one calling the shots. Yuumi mains, you've mastered the art of playing League without playing it. You latch onto your teammates and just vibe. Are you AFK? Maybe. But nobody really knows because you're always attached to someone. You're the ultimate passive-aggressive support. I'm helping, I swear. And if your team loses, it's definitely not your fault. If you main Zilean, you're the team's time wizard, always one step ahead, or behind depending on how you feel. You love controlling the flow of the game, whether it's slowing enemies or reviving your ADC just to let them die again 10 seconds later. You're the I told you so of supports, literally saving your team from themselves. Brand mains, let's be honest, you're here for one reason, damage. You're the type of support who thinks, why heal my ADC when I can just kill their ADC? You basically signed up for bot lane just to watch the world burn, and your teammates along with it. If anyone's ever told you to peel, you just hit them with a full combo and watch them melt. Honestly, your biggest fear is accidentally being useful to your team. Senna mains, you're the sniper support. You're out here farming souls and hitting people from downtown with your long-range poke. Let's be real, you're basically an ADC who claims they're a support just so you can get away with kill stealing. You pretend to be supporting, but we all know you're trying to outcarry your ADC. You're living the double life, support by name, but marksman at heart. Milio mains, you are literal balls of sunshine. Your goal is simple. Spread the coziest vibes possible. You throw fireballs not to destroy, but to heal and hug. You're the human equivalent of a weighted blanket, making everyone feel safe and warm, while the enemy team seethes with rage. Honestly, you might be too wholesome for this game, until you cleanse your team from a 5-man Malphite ult, and then it's back to spreading hugs. Vel'Koz mains, you're here for the geometry. While other supports are trying to peel for their ADCs, you're calculating trajectories and angles to land the perfect knock-up and poke. You'd rather study the enemy team than actually talk to your own. Your laser, it's not just a skill, it's a test of intelligence, and you love failing the enemy team. Deep down, you think you're the smartest one on the rift. And hey, maybe you are. Heimerdinger mains, you're the embodiment of slow and steady wins the race. While everyone's fighting, you're over here setting up a full-blown turret fortress and daring the enemy to step into it. You'd rather die than give up your carefully planned zone control. You're like a mad scientist, but your ADC probably just thinks you're insane. But hey, when those turrets start melting people, who's crazy now? Neeko mains are here for the trickery. You love nothing more than pretending to be your ADC and watching the enemy dive headfirst into a trap. You're basically League's version of a prankster, pulling off fake-outs and surprising the enemy with a massive ult when they least expect it. But let's face it, you're not just here to support, you're here for the chaos. Everything's a joke, and Neeko is the punchline. Rell mains, you've got one job, full send. You're the tanky support who's always diving in headfirst, pulling enemies together like metal to a magnet. You don't care if you die, as long as you take everyone with you. Your playstyle screams, I'm either going to win this fight or make sure no one leaves it alive. You're basically the embodiment of if I go down, I'm taking you with me. Maokai mains, you love being a walking tree with a bag of tricks. Your favorite pastime? Setting up saplings in the bushes and laughing as they explode in the enemy's face. You like to think you're here to protect your team, but deep down, you enjoy the mind games. You're like that one nature documentary where the prey has no idea the predator is coming. Except the predator is a grumpy tree who just wants people off his lawn. Seraphine mains, you're here for the vibes. You're all about harmony, healing, and letting everyone know how much you care through music. But let's be real, your dream isn't to win the game. It's to drop the perfect 4-man ult and have it feel like the finale of a sold-out concert. You might seem sweet and supportive, but deep down, you're probably the person who makes every group activity revolve around your plans. And if you miss your ult, hey, at least the soundtrack was fire. Poppy mains, you're the enforcer of the rift. You're here to make sure nobody gets to have fun. Except you, of course. Nothing makes you happier than smashing someone into a wall and watching their hopes of escaping crumble. And when things get messy, you send people flying halfway across the map with your ult like, nope, not today. You're the person who loves saying, you shall not pass. And you mean it. If mobility champs had a nightmare, it's you holding that hammer. Lux mains, you're the light of the team, literally and figuratively. You love throwing out bindings and laser beams like they're confetti, celebrating every kill like it's your personal victory parade. You thrive on being the center of attention, shining bright while your teammates play backup dancers. Just remember, with great power comes the occasional accidental kill steal. Zero mains, you're here for one thing, turning the entire lane into your personal garden of death. You're basically a support who forgot the support part, because let's face it, you're really a second mid laner. You love watching enemies walk into your plants and slowly realize they've stepped into a nightmare. Deep down, you take a little too much joy in zoning people out and forcing them to respect your green thumb. If they don't, well, they're just fertilizer now. Swain mains, you didn't come to the bot lane to support, you came to command. You're the mastermind, pulling the strings while sucking the life out of anyone foolish enough to get close. You love making the enemy think they've won, just to turn into a giant demonic bird and drain their hopes away. Honestly, you're the type who enjoys watching your team panic as you walk through fire, knowing you'll just heal it all back. You're not just a support, you're a general, and your team, they're just your pawns. And there we have it. Every support main, from snipers to chaos bringers, from healers to pyromaniacs. So, which one are you? Did I nail your personality? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more content. Bye.